I'm coming to you today, my friends, to announce my launch of my Beacon of Hope podcast. Season 1 is going to be Encouraging the 9 to 5 Rebel. And so this may or may not be for you, but it might be for somebody that you know, at least this season. So what I wanted to do is just tell you a little bit about what this is all about and why I feel like I just have to do this. And also explain a little bit more about who my ideal audience is for this podcast. So first of all, I guess I would say that the reason why I decided that I had to do this is because it's laying the groundwork for my second book that I'm working on, which is Encouragement for the 9 to 5 Rebel. The 9 to 5 Rebel is that person with the entrepreneurial spirit that has this fire in their belly to do something other than be a 9 to 5 hero or go off to college. They just have a talent, a skill, a drive, something in them that they cannot ignore, and they've got to go the course, and they need encouragers in their life, and they need to understand that this is normal, that it's okay to dream. This isn't an easy road, but it is a road that they have to answer the call to, because it's in their heart, and they're going to be the happiest if they do this. And so that's kind of me. And it's also my 2 sons. And it's also a lot of people that I have coached in the last 14 years in my own business. So that's kind of a little bit about the audience. I feel like I was wired to be an encourager. And sometimes when you're wired to be something, you have to go through some stuff in order to condition you. Just like if you believe you need to run a marathon, you know you have to do the conditioning before you can tackle the task. So I feel like my life has been the conditioning, and I'm sure it's not over yet, but I want to speak hope into the world. And so that is in all different forms. So basically what I have realized is there's a lot of things you can live without. Hope is not one of them. And so I wish no one to go there. So I simply take my life experience and run it through the filter, my hope filter, and then I figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do with it. And so that's how this podcast came to be. I am actually interviewing a variety of 9 to 5 rebels, and that's what the podcast will be all about. It will be launching officially on March the 9th, and right now you can have a sneak preview. You can listen to the intro, and you can listen to the first episode, which I'll tell you a little bit more about on my next video. But that's what I'm announcing, and that's why, and that's who the audience is. So you may say, I'm a 9 to 5 hero and I'm perfectly happy here and this is my place in life, but I know some 9 to 5 rebels. And let me tell you, if you don't know, if you know any, let me tell you what some of the people that I interviewed might look like, and that might trigger your thought process. So how about an aspiring artist, a musician, a pro football player, someone opening a coffee shop, someone opening a restaurant, a little bit of everything. How about someone opening their own restaurant in order to take what they were doing on the weekends, which they loved, and after they worked their 9 to 5 or 9 to 9 in some cases job during the week, they actually were doing this on the weekends. I interviewed another business owner that established quite a large business, and he was literally working at 3 a.m. He would get up and he would work on his dream from 3 a.m. until about 7, and then he would commute into New York City for his day job until he could transition over to his dream, which became his business, which has had great success, and I interview him as well. So there's a little bit of trailers and teasers for you. So what I'm asking you to do is, would you please share this or invite someone to watch this that you think makes sense for this audience? And would you please do me a favor, even if this is not your cup of tea, would you consider helping me to launch this by going over to Apple Podcast and please subscribe and give me a 5-star review if you like what you hear. And that's really what I'm asking you to do. Reach out to some friends, share this with them. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the projects that I'm working on, you can go to my website, which I thank my son, Brett Kretzer, for designing for me. And that is www.jessiekretzer.com. And let me give a shout out to Derek Kretzer, because he has been my podcast consultant and he wrote the bumper music, which is the beginning and ending music of each episode for me. So just a little fun facts there for you behind the scenes. But the Beacon of Hope podcast, season 1, Encouraging the 9-to-5 Rebel, will kick off officially on the 9th of March, and every single week there will be a new episode, and we'll have a total of 12 episodes.